Welcome to this Thursday edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson. We have an exciting and informative show lined up. It begins with an important message. Stay with us.
Are you passionate about shaping the future of governance in Jamaica? Do you want to be part of a historic move to define the roles, responsibilities, and standards of conduct for our parliamentarians? The Joint Select Committee of Parliament, considering job descriptions, codes of conduct, and performance standards for parliamentarians, is having a series of town hall meetings to get your insights on the roles, conduct, and expectations of your elected representatives. Join the virtual town hall on the Zoom platform on November 30, 2023 at 6 p.m. You will have the opportunity to share your opinions, engage with members of the committee, and make your voice heard. Visit www.japarliament.gov.jm for further details. Let's work together to build a stronger Jamaica.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry and this is your JIS News for Thursday, November 23, 2023. A state of public emergency has been declared for 3 additional parishes covering all of Hanover, St. Catherine and Clarendon. These are in addition to St. James. The enhanced security measures take effect today and will last for an initial 14 days. The information was announced in a press release by Prime Minister Andrew Holness, who says the measures underscore the government's commitment to the safety and security of Jamaica. The police force says Clarendon and St. Catherine together account for 24% of all murders since the start of the year. As for Hanover and St. James, they recorded a combined 20% of all murders since January. Data also shows St. James having the highest number of murders across all police divisions with 169 and the highest number of shootings totaling 101 when compared to last year. Over in Clarendon, the parish was ranked the 5th highest for the number of murders with 99, reflecting a 14% increase. The SOEs are to enable the security forces to conduct targeted operations aimed at dismantling criminal networks and curbing murders. The government is assuring the public that their safety and security remain high priority.
We must be persistent and deliberate in putting forward and seeing through the measures that will bring to heel the beasts that are loose in the land.
The government and the leadership of Prime Minister Holness will continue to make strong and decisive action to contain, apprehend, and bring criminals to justice. We'll provide the security forces with the required resources, fiscally and legally, to apprehend, to hunt, find, and apprehend these criminals. There will be no hiding place in Jamaica, can I assure you.
Members of the public are being urged to follow the instructions of the ground commanders. They are also being asked to share information by calling the JDF tip line at 876-837-8888, JCF tip line at 811, Police Emergency 119, or Crime Stop at 311. Meanwhile, government will be investing a further $500 million towards police infrastructure in the next fiscal year. National Security State Minister Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn, who made the announcement, says the ministry will undertake 25 major renovation and repair projects at a cost of $500 million, reflecting the commitment to enhancing the working environment of all law enforcement officers. She adds that a total of $13.3 billion will be spent on upgrading police infrastructure within the next 4 to 5 fiscal years. The Minister of State was addressing the Transforming Our Police Service TOPS Awards ceremony in Montego Bay yesterday. It was organized by the Police Civilian Oversight Authority, PCOA. The awards ceremony highlighted the culmination of the efforts of the 4 divisions in Area 1, which includes 35 police stations in Westmoreland, St. James, Hanover, and Trelawney. Bluefields was named the top police station in Area 1. Recognition was also given to the winner of the inaugural Tops Poster Competition, DJ McBean of Westwood High School. The Ministry of Tourism is supporting small and medium tourism enterprises, SMTEs, with digital marketing skills training through the Tourism Linkages Network. Minister Edmund Bartlett says the program has facilitated island-wide trainings for SMTEs.
The COVID-19 pandemic has reshaped business paradigms, highlighting the necessity for SMTEs to leverage digital technologies for success in this post-COVID tourism industry. This initiative has facilitated island-wide training for Jamaican SMTEs in various digital marketing skills.
The minister was speaking at the TEF's business development session in Kingston on Wednesday. Some of the digital marketing programs include Google Digital Marketing, Reliable Soft Academy Training, SEMrush Academy Training, and Click-Minded Marketing Operating System. Minister Bartlett says the SMTEs are learning to provide greater global exposure for their products, services, and brands.
So we have to make your content get there. Because it's not just that you are competing now, but it is that you are presenting yourself. You're saying who you are. But guess what? You are saying it your own way.
Major upgrade work is to take place at the Savannah Lamar General Hospital in Westmoreland to transform the facility's aesthetics and operations. During a recent visit, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton announced 3 significant upgrading projects. They include plans to expand ward space to add an additional 70 to 80 beds.
We have mapped out an area which is linked to the previous COVID ward, which was a temporary structure, the tent, but the base was built with the intention of expanding and creating more ward space. So the idea will be to add 1, possibly 2 more floors, which will add another 70 to 80 beds. And the team here will determine how those beds are apportioned, but it will add significant capacity.
This increase is expected to reduce wait time for hospital beds at the facility, which currently has a bed capacity of 280. The accident and emergency waiting area is also to receive an upgrade to create a more comfortable experience for clients. Work will also be done to the hospital's parking area and entrance. Dr. Tufton says the management team at the hospital has been charged with doing a technical assessment to finalize the scope of the work at the A&E department.
I take the view that therapy starts at the gate when people enter the institution, because they come in distress, and if they come and are treated properly through the customer service arrangement, placed in an environment where they can sit and at least wait with some comfort and get information, they begin to feel better even before the doctor sees them.
The third major upgrade project for the Savannah Lamar Hospital will see the redesign and reinstallation of the sewerage system, for which work is well advanced. Issues of breakdown in operating theater and diagnostic equipment will be solved through service level agreements that are being put in place as part of the improvements over the next year or so.
Which means that any provider of a technical equipment, whether it's an air conditioning unit or a diagnostic equipment, must provide service level arrangements. They must stock spare parts and they must provide it, so we minimize the downtime. That will also increase the efficiency of the operation of the institution.
And finally, the Ministry of Education will be collaborating with the Marcus Garvey In Schools Foundation to upscale Garvey's philosophy books so that more students can learn about Garveyism. Minister Favour Williams says the effort began last year as a pilot project with 22 early childhood institutions and has now expanded to 24 primary schools across all parishes. This is in addition to 1,844 students and 72 teachers who are taking part in the program at the grade 1 level.
In order to help us scale it up as well, we have been using the teacher-teacher workshops to prepare more teachers to participate in this program. So in time, many more of our schools will be included in it.
The Education Minister made the announcement during this week's post-cabinet press briefing at Jamaica House. She says the curriculum will emphasize skin color pride, entrepreneurship, and financial literacy, among other topics.
We do have lesson plans that were created, vetted, and found to be supported supportive of our current civics program, which has Garveyism as the underpinning principle on which the civics curriculum sits.
And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
If we ignore road signs, the consequences can be deadly. The new Road Traffic Act is about saving lives and driving us all to arrive alive. Help to maintain law and order on our nation's thoroughfares. Be a good road user. Obey the road signs. Help us save lives on our roads.
On this week's episode of Finance Matters, we look at the Ministry of Finance and the Public Services at Your Service Expo. We are exploring the services offered by the different departments and agencies.
The Ministry of Finance and the Public Service is celebrating Customer Service Week from October 2nd to October 6th, 2023. During the week's observance, the Ministry is hosting its inaugural MOFPS at Your Service Expo at the AC Hotel by Marriott. This expo is geared at bringing to you the services offered by our divisions, departments, and agencies as we aim to provide you with efficient and effective service. But are you ready to do business? Hi, I'm Shaquille Rochester Shorter and welcome to Finance Matters. Journey with me as we visit the different booths. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow the Ministry of Finance on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and now TikTok to see all the episodes and highlights. At the JDIC booth with
Khadisha Sharp. I am Senior Corporate Communications Officer with the Jamaica Deposit Insurance Corporation.
All right, so what is JDIC offering today?
Well, JDIC is really offering information on deposit insurance. It is important that depositors know about the JDIC and why we exist, which is primarily to protect deposits held in commercial banks, merchant banks, and building societies up to the maximum coverage limits of $1.2 million.
So what is new at the JDIC?
We are celebrating our 25th anniversary.
Awesome.
As at August 31st, we turned 25. And so as part of our anniversary celebration, we are launching a financial education book for primary school students between ages 8 to 12. And that is because it's part of our thrust to promote financial literacy among the youth so that children can learn about money from a young age.
So big 25 and lots of initiatives here at the JDIC. But tell me before we go quickly, 3 things that we should remember about the JDIC.
You should remember that JDIC stands for Jamaica Deposit Insurance Corporation. You should remember that our coverage limit is $1.2 million, and we say per depositor, per institution, which means that if you have an account with multiple policy holders, then you are insured within each policyholder up to $1.2 million. And importantly, that we continue to protect deposits for you and me.
Awesome. Thank you, Khadija.
Thank you, too.
So now we're at the Jamaica Customs Agency. Who are we here with today?
You're here with Michael Wilson, and I'm a supervisor at the Jamaica Customs Agency's Kingston Logistics Center.
All right, Mr. Wilson, so what is Customs doing here at the MOFPS at Your Service Expo?
We are here today to give out information on the different services that can be accessed at Jamaica Customs. Well, the new initiatives I'd like to mention here today, the first one being the contactless customer clearance process.
Yes.
Now, that process involves, it allows you to be able to clear your goods from the port without physically being at the port.
Awesome, awesome.
You're no longer required to join the long lines and the crowd
and spend all day at customs.
Yeah, you can sit in the comfort of your home and have your agents handle the process and deliver your goods at your doorstep.
Awesome.
Ease and comfort.
Awesome. So tell us about the C5 form.
Well, the new passenger declaration, electronic C5 form that is now being promoted, what this will do, it will allow incoming passengers to fill out their passenger declaration beforehand, and it will also allow customs to peruse the passenger information long before the passenger arrives.
But what about people who are not able to go online and to complete this form before boarding their aircraft? What do you have to say?
Well, the good thing about the electronic form is that it can be done by anyone in your corner, actually.
Okay.
You can have your travel agent do it for you. You can have, I know some old people who have had their grandchild do it for them. So it does simplify the situation.
All right. So 3 things quickly before we go, what we should remember about the Jamaica Customs Agency.
Well, Customs is the premier border regulatory agency in Jamaica, right? So we are responsible for the import and export of goods in and out of the country. That's the first thing. The second thing, it's always best to declare all goods to customs when in doubt. Why is it important? It is important because failing to declare certain things can lead to a breach of the customs.
Okay.
And the third thing I'd like to mention is our motto, our what we like to think of as our reference point, and it's the term "cap it," which stands for customer-centered, accountability, professionalism, integrity, and transparency, and that is what the customs agency strives to achieve.
Well, there you have it. Cap it at the Jamaica Customs Agency. Now we're at the Financial Investigations Division. Who are we here with?
Garth Williams, Brand Communication Specialist.
So Garth, what is FID doing here today?
All right, so as part of our mandate at the FID, we're supposed to update the public about financial crimes and the pursuit in court of removing the benefit from crime. So that's part of why we're here today, just to ensure that the public gets an understanding of what we do.
So what is new at FID?
What's new at FID is that we are now a department of government, which gives us a lot more autonomy, access to more resources, that's inclusive of budget as well as human resources. So we're moving staff complement from about 67 persons to about 197.
Awesome.
And that will be done over 2 to 3 financial years. So that's one of the biggest, newest things. Outside of that, we have been able to achieve a number of things, inclusive of some marquee cases. So there is the case of Andrew Hamilton, and people can feel free to Google that one. But Andrew Hamilton lost the benefit of about $1 billion Jamaican dollars from his criminal lifestyle, thanks to our forensic examiners, our officers in the constabulary financial unit, and of course our legal team that pursued that case in the courts. So that's amazing stuff from us.
That's a very big deal at FID. 3 things before we go quickly that people should remember about the FID.
3 things. 1, we are a specialized financial investigation law enforcement agency, the only one in the Ministry of Finance. We're here to remove the benefits from crime, and we partner with a lot of local and international law enforcement and oversight and regulatory bodies. So those are 3 things you've definitely got to remember.
Well, there you have it. FID is removing the proceeds from crime at the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. Thank you for joining with me at the MOFPS at Your Service Expo. To see all the booth display, visit our YouTube channel. Remember to follow us at MOF Jamaica and tune in next week as we continue to demystify the economic and fiscal policies and initiatives implemented by the government to empower Jamaicans as we chart a path to economic prosperity.
Do your part to prevent mosquito breeding. Mosquitoes will breed in any container that holds water.
Tightly cover water storage containers such as drums, barrels, buckets and tanks. If this cannot be done, pour cooking oil on the water surface. Punch holes in all tins, plastics and beverage boxes to prevent the collection of water before disposal. Cover all tires or fill with dirt to prevent water collection. Scrub all vases once per week to remove mosquito eggs. Use mosquito repellents to protect yourself from mosquito bites. Dispose of garbage properly by placing in plastic bags and securing properly to prevent water collection.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Did you know that Jamaica experienced 2 earthquakes and over 70 aftershocks just this year alone? The most significant measured 5.6 on the Richter scale. Scary, isn't it? In our next feature, we will be sharing with you some earthquake tips to help you protect life and property in these events.
When an earthquake strikes, it can cause disruption of electricity and communications, infrastructural damage, serious injuries and fatalities, as well as lingering emotional trauma. Because an earthquake can strike at any time without warning, on today's program we share safety tips for you to keep in mind. It is very important to know what to do before, during, and after an earthquake to ensure we stay safe. Before an earthquake occurs, an emergency response plan should be in place, which should be understood by all occupants of a building or institution. It's also important to select safety wardens to manage the movement of personnel inside and outside of a building and to check the building before re-entry. Safety wardens should also conduct periodic earthquake drills to ensure everyone is clear about what to do when a disaster takes place. Another tip is to identify safe spots at home, work, and frequently visited locations. These spots include under sturdy tables or desks, structurally sound or strongly supported doorways, and inside of a small room or hallway. Parents and guardians are also encouraged to talk to their children about natural disasters and steps they should take to protect themselves.
It's very important that our teachers and our parents have this conversation with our children. This is a very important practice that we should develop in our children. And indeed, right across our public and private sector, it is a requirement that you have safety wardens appointed in your institutions. You should now be carrying out your drills and being prepared.
Whenever an earthquake occurs, it normally stirs up strong feelings amongst persons who experience it. These feelings are sometimes manifested in depression, anxiety, stress, difficulty breathing, chest and muscle pains, feeling faint, dazed, lightheaded, or angry, as well as stomach aches.
We recommend to Jamaicans who may be experiencing those symptoms to, firstly, they can consult their doctor, whether in a private or public space. But there are other less intense ways to manage these types of mental wellness or mental health challenges. Talking to a friend or family member, I encourage others to remain safe, getting rest, reestablishing a return to routine, and just asking for help if you need that help.
The precautions that you should take during an earthquake will be determined by where you are when the shaking begins.
During an incident of this nature, we know that it gets a little bit dramatic and persons want to call each other, but we are asking persons not to use cell phones during these kind of incidents unless it is absolutely necessary.
Desist from making prank calls to the emergency services such as the police and the Jamaica Fire Brigade.
What it does is tie up resources that are needed elsewhere, and so it makes our job that much more difficult.
If you are inside of a building, use the drop, cover, and hold technique and stay put until the shaking stops. If you are outside, stay at least 10 feet away from any building from which window, glass, and other debris could fall. Move away from trees, streetlights, and power lines. Crouch down and cover your head. If you are in a vehicle, park in a location away from trees, wires, buildings, bridges, and overpasses. Stay where you are with your safety belt fastened until the earthquake is over. Never stop under or on a bridge. Be patient, be courteous, obey road traffic regulations, follow the directions of the police, yield immediately to emergency vehicles, and do not block intersections. After the earthquake, exit buildings by using the stairs and not elevators. Inspect buildings for cracks, shifts in pillars, posts, and other beams and structural members, and seek a professional assessment if there is any damage.
And also to ensure that you're checking for leaks, especially gas leaks, if you have gas lines running through your homes.
For more information about what to do before, during, and after an earthquake, visit the ODPEM's website at odpem.org.jm.
Hey there! So I recently came across a post from the World Health Organization, and I'm just here assuming that, like me, you're also looking for ways to take care of yourself, right? Well, let's hope so. The post read, 1 in 2 young people is at risk of hearing loss. So here goes. This is what I learned about safe listening habits. How do you even know when noise is damaging your hearing? There are easy tells, and most likely you've experienced one, if not all. You have to raise your voice to talk to other people. You cannot hear what people nearby are saying. It hurts your ears. You have ringing. Did you hear that? Okay, back to what I was saying. If you have ringing in your ears or muffled hearing afterwards, the noise is quite possibly loud enough to damage your hearing. So, what can you do? Keep the volume down. Do not listen to music at more than 60% of the maximum volume. Do not use earphones or headphones for more than an hour at a time. Take a break for at least 5 minutes every hour. Use earplugs in noisy places. Also, if you're in a noisy environment, try to take a break every 15 minutes. Give your hearing about 18 hours to recover after exposure to lots of loud noise. Limit time spent on loud activities. Monitor sound levels using mobile apps. And finally, check your hearing regularly. We oftentimes drown our listening habits in the noise and the vibe. But as you just learned, it takes very little to take care of our hearing health. And that's it. Easy, simple, and done. Happy hearing.
And just like that, we've come to the end of today's show, but do join us again tomorrow for another exciting edition of Jamaica Magazine. Until then, you can visit our website at jis.gov.jm for more content like this. From the production team here at the JIS, I am Adrian Atkinson. Thank you so much for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.